My name is Valentina Jaraba, and I'm going to talk about Unit 2, that is about talk about my fears and describe an emotional experience. Well, when I was a kid, I had a lot of fears, and now, like an adolescent, I continue having. Like, for example, I am afraid of hate. And for me, that's so bad because I am living in a tall building. I live in the apartment 12. And for me, it's so bad to overcome this fear because when I am in the balcony or I am in the window, I had a lot of bad things. Like, for example, I don't know, I could die right now. When I look down, I got so anxious, and for me, it's so bad. And for me, it's one of my biggest fears. And to overcoming and facing it, I think that I need to be, and I need to be very brave, and I have to have the courage and determination to face it in. And I think that taking one step at a time might help me to overcoming these fears. Another fear that for me is more emotional is that I am afraid of being alone, because when I was like a kid, my parents usually went to a party, usually went to another country, and I am usually alone. And for me, when I am alone, I think that something bad gonna happen to me, and I've got so insecurity, I got so anxious when I am alone. But I think that gradual exposure may help me a lot to overcoming. Like, for example, sleeping enough is a good step to overcoming this fear. Okay. Living with anxiety crisis is one of the most challenging moments in my life, because not leaving my house, not drinking, not eating, and only being in my bed crying alone, it was a difficult process. I feel I was troubled. I feel overwhelmed, and for me it was a bad experience. And for me, acknowledging my struggle was the first step toward recovery. And I think looking help from my loved ones and from professional made a huge difference, because I could say that I am completely healthy, but for me that's not the truth, because I think that living with anxiety, depression, and these things, I think overcoming these bad days and good days that you have because you're a human, that makes you a more human, and that makes you have your best version of you. And I think that combining my anxiety and compass myself is one of the most good things of my life. And I think thanks to God, because I was able to compose myself and combat my anxiety. And for me right now, I am doing good things that help me a lot to combat my anxiety, overcoming step for step. Like, for example, right now I am doing journaling, I am doing jogging, I am going to a psychology, and for me it's so good. And remember that having a fear of passing a difficult moment, all of these things is possible to overcome. So don't have fear, or don't have afraid to overcome. And that's all. Thank you.